mysterious objects, discs, and glowing orbs. Are these sightings mere coincidences, or evidence that something non-human is already here?
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing flying in the sky?
All of this will be answered in this video, so stay tuned to find out.
What am I looking at? What the is it?
You won't believe what a man noticed while looking up at the sky. A strange disc was just hanging there, completely still.
Как там, видно, не видно, но на экране как бы ярко, плохо вижу, но...
Right away, he knew it wasn't a military drone. The shape was too smooth, too perfect, exactly how people describe a UFO. But then things got really unsettling. When he lowered the glass he was using to look at it, the disc vanished instantly. Curious and confused, he raised the glass again, and there it was. Same spot, same shape, but this time, it slowly moved away and disappeared.
Убираю стекло, хоп, хоп.
The video went viral. Some think the glass was special, acted like a filter, revealing something hidden from human eyes. Others believe the alien craft controlled its visibility. It was a smart move for sure by the aliens.
Пойду еще ближе подойду.
Silent spheres. In Russia, a man was left confused after spotting 3 metallic spheres high in the sky. At first, they looked like ordinary balloons drifting along. But when he zoomed in, the scene turned strange. The objects appeared solid and metallic, floating without any visible support, almost ignoring gravity. With earlier reports of unexplained lights over Moscow this year, this sighting was quickly linked to a UFO in disguise. If so, it raises a chilling thought. Maybe their mission on Earth has already begun, and we are nowhere near ready for it. Road encounter. This time, the disc didn't appear in some remote area. It showed up right on a public road. Cars slowed down, people stopped, and almost everyone around started recording.
Oh, look at that.
The disc hovered calmly, low enough for anyone to see, like it wasn't even trying to hide. But then something strange happened. A truck passed directly in front of it, blocking the view for just a split second. When the truck cleared, the disc was gone.
That's crazy.
Left only confused witnesses. Many believe it vanished through a portal in a millisecond, choosing a clean exit once it realized too many eyes were watching. It was already exposed, and it didn't want people to understand how it leaves. House flash. Now this is what I call a classic UFO case. A man in Glasgow, in panic, pulled out his phone and started recording. Hovering silently above his neighbor's house was a giant UFO. Far larger than anything you'd expect to see in a city sky. Then, without warning, a sudden flash of intense light came over house. Moments later, it vanished. Here's what made it even stranger. The home reportedly belonged to a scientist. After the flash, the neighbor was nowhere to be seen. To many, it feels like these UFOs aren't random anymore. They may be choosing people carefully, and whatever they're doing, the threat suddenly feels very real now. Siberian object. A man stepped onto his balcony and noticed something strange in the sky in Siberia. What he captured was a metallic object, smooth and reflective, moving calmly through the air.
Я же говорил, что инопланетяне существуют.
There was no sound. It just moved flawlessly in controlled motion. That's what stood out the most. It looked like it knew exactly where it was going. First 3 metallic objects you witnessed earlier. Now, a single one, spotted thousands of miles away. Different locations, same behavior. They move with purpose.
Я реально,
Triple suns. You know how we're supposed to have one sun, right? Well, this time, people looked up and saw 3, but at the same time, with glowing orbs blinking around them. It wasn't sunset tricks or a reflection. These lights held their position and didn't fade like normal atmospheric effects. For a moment, it felt unreal, almost overwhelming. This wasn't chaos in the sky. It was surveillance to create panic on Earth. Encounters like this remind us that whatever is up there doesn't always hide anymore. Scanning lights. A local in Liverpool filmed a strange object moving through the night sky. It had bright red and blue lights flashing from underneath and was moving far faster than any normal aircraft.
Get onto this, lad, it's fucking so... It's that close, that's definitely...
Soon after, the military claimed it was just a test drone, but that explanation didn't match what witnesses described. According to people who saw it, the lights weren't random. They appeared to scan homes below, moving from one area to another as if tagging homes one by one.
Why have you come over here? I haven't got a clue. I've just been saying to Don, let's see if I...
Field descent. This viral video has left people unsettled across the region. At first, it showed what looked like a warm, sunny glow slowly descending from the sky. As it came lower, the light revealed an otherworldly craft, shining bright and steady, before dropping down near open fields.
What is that?
Locals later claimed strange and mischievous activity around the area that same night. What made it more disturbing was the landing site. There were no marks, no burned grass, no signs at all. It led many to believe the visitors didn't leave. They simply stayed unseen. Cigar spinner. In January 2025, eyewitnesses in Brazil recorded a strange cigar-shaped object hanging in the sky. The long cylindrical craft wasn't moving away. Instead, it slowly rotated around its own axis, as if stabilizing itself in midair. That smooth, controlled motion didn't match any known aircraft or drone design. What stood out most was its shape. Completely different from the usual disc sightings. Many believe this proves alien technology doesn't rely on a single form. Each appearance seems new, as if these are separate probes sent to test, observe, and adapt, showing just how far ahead their technology really is. Sky dice. This video has completely puzzled viewers, showing what at first glance looks like a playing dice speeding through the sky. Of course, it wasn't a real dice. It was just the shape that made it look familiar. Many researchers and UFO enthusiasts believe it was an extraterrestrial probe, observing or scanning the area before disappearing without a trace. The brief glimpse has sparked debates online, leaving people wondering how advanced these visitors might be, and what other unseen probes are watching us right now. Black triangle. A shopkeeper stepped outside to record a lightning storm, thinking he'd capture some sky lightning, but his camera caught something else entirely. Hanging silently above the city was a massive, matte black triangle. It didn't move. Even it didn't make a sound. It just hovered there as lightning cracked around it. He thought it to the rumored TR-3B Black Manta, but the man who filmed it noticed something more unsettling. The lightning didn't seem random. It looked like the triangle was pulling energy straight from the clouds, almost feeding off the storm itself. Roswell hover. Y'all ever heard of the Roswell UFOs incident? Here is another one in the list from 2023. Locals reported a tube-shaped object hanging motionless in the air above a construction site. It just hovered there, right over the work area. Workers said the object stayed long enough for people to clearly see its shape before suddenly vanishing. If you are from Roswell, let us know what sighting you have of UFO in the comments. Light portal. A man looked up and froze when he saw the sky suddenly filled with strange lights. This wasn't a meteor exploding or fireworks fading out.
What the f***? What the f*** is that? What the f*** is that?
The glow spread across the sky, almost flooding it with light. Then the scene became clearer. From the center of that light, a disc-shaped craft appeared, moving smoothly as the lights formed a perfect circle around it. It looked like the craft was opening a portal, not arriving, but leaving. One thing feels certain now. These alien saucers don't just fly. They can open portals, and this time, the proof was visible to everyone watching.
What? Oh my god. Oh my god, no way. Yo.
Night passage. A man was driving alone late at night when his dash camera caught a flying disc that appeared, fully lit with bright, steady lights. It didn't hover for long. The object suddenly moved forward and passed directly over his car. Before he could process it, within seconds,
You see that?
the glowing light appeared in front of him, and it faded in a strange way, almost like something was closing in the sky. The way the disc moved ahead seemed like it was on a mission, maybe observing or going for abduction. One thing is for sure, outwardly being deliberately chose such dark and remote places to make their appearance unknown to the world.
You see that?
Winged shape. In Los Angeles, a man recorded footage of a strange-looking craft from his building. It was large and unlike anything he had seen before, hovering in place and barely moving at first. As it slowly shifted, wing-like structures became visible on both sides, giving it a bird-like shape that left viewers confused. Many believed it was something unknown, possibly even from beyond Earth. Later, experts explained it was a military drone, built with an unusual design that made it look more like something from a science fiction movie than modern technology. Shadow follower. In Thailand, a motorist noticed an object in the sky directly above him. It wasn't a kite, a drone, or any aircraft he could identify. The object moved smoothly and kept the exact same speed as his motorcycle, matching every change in pace, almost as if it was following him on purpose. Moments later, he realized he wasn't alone. A second similar object hovered at a distance, holding its position. Whether they were guiding him somewhere or simply observing him, the encounter left a disturbing impression, as if he had been noticed by something watching from above. Silent rings. After hearing an unfamiliar sound outside their home, the family went to check from their window. Surprisingly, 4 glowing rings were hovering in the sky, perfectly round and rotating in silence. As they watched, dark objects appeared briefly around the rings before vanishing again. Nothing fell. Nothing crashed, and no aircraft passed through the area. Minutes later, the rings faded out one by one. No explanation followed, and the sky returned to normal, leaving a mystery behind. School hover. A white object was spotted moving silently under the clouds, and this time it wasn't over some remote place. It was right above a school. Witnesses said the shape was massive and smooth, nothing like a plane or drone. From certain angles, it looked wide and layered, almost hinting at a mothership-like structure, using the clouds as cover. What made people uneasy was how low it seemed, gliding slowly as if it was observing rather than traveling. Schools are crowded, predictable locations, so why hover there?
Holy they're coming for you, Tony!
Splitting light. In Canada, a man noticed something unreal hovering above a building. A huge glowing light hung in the sky, like a patch of daylight burning through the clouds. He kept recording as the glow slowly shifted. Suddenly, it split into 3 separate lights, each drifting in a different direction. The movement felt coordinated, not random. To some, it appeared to be celestial alien activity, quietly revealing itself in the open sky. With similar sightings increasing around the world, it seemed like they were about to land on our Earth soon. And thinking of this idea itself is scary. Vanishing fire. A video is going viral showing what looks like a meteor racing across the sky, dragging a bright trail of light behind it. At first glance, it seems normal, just another space rock burning up in the atmosphere. But then something strange happens. The glowing object doesn't burn out or fall. Instead, it suddenly disappears mid-air, like it was switched off. That's where people started questioning the explanation. Meteors don't just vanish like that. Many believe this wasn't a meteor at all, but otherworldly technology operating in our space. A craft masking itself as a natural object before slipping away. Facility lights. This time, the same 3 lights were seen again. The freaking part was that it was all hovering near a major resources facility. By the next day, officials confirmed something strange. Resources from the site were missing, with no signs of theft or forced entry. That's when the theories exploded. Some believe these alien craft weren't just observing. They were extracting. If these lights can move together so precisely and take what they want without being detected, it suggests planning, intelligence, and a purpose that goes far beyond curiosity. Smoke ring. A resident looked up at the sky and got the shock of his life when he spotted a perfect ring made entirely of smoke.
Abduction.
Hanging in broad daylight. It didn't drift or move as a normal cloud would. That's when people started whispering the same idea. It looked more like a portal than weather. Nothing came out of it though. Maybe it wasn't an entrance at all. Maybe it was an exit, closing after a nearby UFO slipped through. Smoke core. A strange phenomenon was reported across Florida, Connecticut, New Jersey, and Maryland on August 12th, 2025. At first glance, people thought it was just another cloud drifting by. But the longer they watched, the stranger it became. This wasn't a cloud at all. It looked like smoke shaped like a cloud, holding its form unnaturally still. What really caught attention was the center. Right in the middle sat a glowing orb-like object, steady and bright, as if the smoke was built around it. Authorities were quick to brush it off as a rare weather event. But the weather doesn't form perfect shapes. Whatever this was, it wasn't natural.
There's something flying above it too.
Fire crown. A man in his car in Charlotte, North Carolina saw the sky glowing like fire. A flaming crown-like ring drifted downward through the night, far too large to be fireworks.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing flying in the sky?
He started recording as the fiery shape held its form, descending slowly as if it were moving with intent. Nothing about it matched normal activity in the sky that evening. Was it part of a planned display, or something far more unusual passing over the city? The final take is all yours.
What?
Cloud orbs. A man stepped out of his home and noticed something was wrong with the clouds above him. Inside the clouds was a glowing oval shape, almost like a line of light, with smaller orbs visible within it. Before he could process that, 2 more small orbs appeared and began moving along its sides, almost dancing in a controlled pattern. Right after this, people from the area reportedly went missing, and no clear explanations followed from the police. The disappearance was enough to realize it was an alien with some new technology to abduct us. And scary part is that they didn't made it out in classic saucer this time. Cloud disk. What if your normal bus ride suddenly made you question the sky above? That's exactly what happened on November 4th, 2025, in Detroit with a passenger. He came across a massive, glowing, disc-shaped object partially hidden in clouds.
What the f*** is that?
It wasn't drifting with the wind. It stayed perfectly in place with all the glowing light around it. This was a UFO, hidden perfectly in clouds. Who knows for what purpose? Maybe observing this city for the next move. If one can hide here, how many more are out there is the real question. Have you come across something similar? Comment down below.
What the f*** is that?
Moon ring. In Kuala Lumpur, locals gathered on a full moon night after noticing something unusual in the sky. It wasn't the moon that drew attention, but a strange ring of clouds forming beneath it. Some believed it could be a UFO disguised as a cloud, similar to sightings reported before. The images quickly spread online and sparked debate. Some were convinced it was an alien craft hiding in plain sight, while others explained it as a lenticular cloud shaped by light and wind. Rare, but completely natural. Living lightning. You won't believe what a man just captured in the night sky. At first, it looked like lightning. Random flashes lighting up thick clouds.
What the am I looking at? What the is it?
But the movement didn't feel natural. The light pulsed in a steady pattern, almost like it was being controlled. It felt intelligent. Officials later called it 3E/ATLAS, saying it was just a rare comet passing by. Still, many people weren't convinced. Some believe outwardly Mothership was hiding inside the clouds, using the flashes as part of a cloaking system.
Are those aliens? Or what's going on? This is 100% real.
Silent diamond. Back in 2011, something strange was spotted over the Hebei Luanan power plant in China. A worker saw a diamond-shaped object hovering silently above the facility. What made it even more unusual was a smaller object moving around it, almost like the two were communicating in the sky. The movements looked intentional, not random. After that brief encounter, no official explanation came forward, and the events that followed remain unknown. Even today, the power plant holds its secret in the clouds, leaving witnesses and locals to wonder what those mysterious crafts were really doing that day. Orange formation. A man in Mar del Plata, Argentina, noticed something strange outside his window late at night and started recording. There was a glowing orange sphere, completely still, with 3 smaller red lights positioned around it, hanging in air.
Luna tenebrosa y ovnis.
The formation didn't drift or flicker like aircraft lights. It just hovered in silence. What made it unsettling was how controlled it looked. Similar light patterns have been reported in other parts of the world, and sightings like this are becoming harder to dismiss.
Mar del Plata hoy. Luna tenebrosa y ovnis.
Silver escort. Workers inside a building recorded as a military helicopter hovered side by side with 3 silver ball-shaped objects suspended in the air. They stayed perfectly steady, as if all 4 were aware of each other.
Desde Montevideo, una ciudad que estaba en primera instancia
What unsettled witnesses most was what didn't happen. The helicopter made no aggressive move and showed no attempt to force the objects down. The way the aircraft positioned itself suggested escort behavior, not pursuit, as if the military already knew where the objects needed to go and was helping them get there. Lost control. This video was captured by a witness in Hungary and shows what appears to be a UFO effortlessly defying gravity. The object drifted and shifted in the sky, moving in an almost confused pattern, as if it had briefly lost its sense of direction. This strange motion continued for several minutes, keeping residents watching from below. Then, without any warning, the object suddenly shot straight in a single direction at extreme speed and vanished from sight. The sighting took place over a residential area and quickly became the main topic of discussion across the town, fearing an otherworldly presence had briefly entered their area. Roadway beam. In New York, a frightening scene unfolded above a busy road. A pedestrian noticed an eerie glow hanging in the sky, unlike anything he had seen before. At first, the light looked distant and unclear, but when he zoomed in with his camera, the picture suddenly made sense.
Yo, it's a UFO. Yo, look at the bird.
A clear UFO was hovering overhead, casting a beam of light down. The moment he realized what he was looking at, the man shouted in fear, and the video abruptly ended. Later, he claimed the object slowly pulled the light back in and went back in silence, leaving behind the video proof.
It's a UFO in New York City, y'all.
Yellow watchers. Another strange sky event has added to the growing wave of unexplained sightings shared online. In this case, several yellow orbs were seen floating above a quiet neighborhood, glowing far brighter than any normal light source. They stayed still for a moment and then moved away one by one.
Caralho, que porra é essa, maluco? Que é isso, maluco?
Officials were quick to call it a routine drone test, but the footage told a different story. The orbs didn't behave like drones at all. They held their positions, shifted smoothly, and seemed almost aware of their surroundings. Their calm, deliberate presence made it feel like the sky itself was being watched.
Caralho, sei lá.
Sky Needle. On July 19th, 2025, a long, bright white line appeared above the city and stayed perfectly still. It didn't rise, drift, or fade. It just hung there, glowing in one place, as if the sky itself had been marked. Before long, locals gave it a name, the Sky Needle. Old stories describe something similar, not as a natural light, but as a tool used by higher forces to observe the world. What unsettled people most was its stillness. It felt calm, deliberate, and controlled, like it wasn't finished yet. Serpent lights. This unexplainable video came from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it left viewers confused and uneasy. In the dark sky, a long, snake-like pattern could be seen glittering above the city. At first glance, it didn't look like reflections or lights coming from the ground. As the camera focused in, several blinking orbs became visible, all lined up in that same twisting formation. The way the lights held their shape made people question what they were really seeing. Some believe the orbs were connected, possibly part of a much larger craft hidden in the darkness, showing only what it wanted to reveal.
Filha, vem ver, ó. No meio do nada, ó lá.
Twin shapes. The streets of a quiet town went still one evening when a man noticed bizarre objects mid-air. Two black, deformed-shaped objects hovered in the sky, completely motionless. They didn't sway, drift, or react to the wind, just hung there, as if an invisible support was there. Locals rushed to see the phenomenon. Witnesses wondered if the crafts had paused intentionally, revealing a strange pattern in the sky, or if they had encountered forces beyond our understanding. Airport orbs. At Salt Lake City International Airport on December 6th, 2025, one of the airport crew members witnessed an unusual phenomenon. Several bright orbs were seen moving slowly in straight lines, staying perfectly spaced. At times, they slipped behind clouds, then reappeared moments later. What unsettled viewers was the location. Airports are controlled, monitored spaces, yet these lights moved freely without explanation. Extraterrestrials may have started focusing on major airports, places full of movement and attention, testing how close they can come without being stopped. Green hover. A strange, luminous green UFO was recorded in the Philippines, hovering silently above a dense stretch of green trees. Some believe that the color of UFO was intentional. The craft was designed to match the color of the trees, making it harder to notice from a distance. But instead of hiding perfectly, it stayed suspended just above the treetops, exposed enough to be spotted. That small mistake, or deliberate move, is what caught attention so quickly. Crimson Watcher. An incredible sighting recorded in Canada in 2024 left viewers stunned. In the night sky, a reddish glowing spherical object appeared, hovering silently above the ground. The object seemed to rotate on its own axis, shifting brightness as if the object was slowly turning. No sound could be heard from the object. Looked like a controlled craft observing from above, revealing only enough to be noticed before fading back into the night. Twin movements. On May 1st, two separate UFO videos from Escobar in Argentina's Buenos Aires province quickly spread online. Both clips showed bright lights racing across the sky at speeds no human aircraft could reach, suddenly changing direction and looping back again. What made the case stronger was that the footage came from two different locations. One man recorded the lights from his garden, while another video was filmed by people driving on a highway nearby. The movements were identical in both clips, leaving viewers wondering how the same phenomenon appeared in two places at once.
Cerrar, déjame cerrar. Pero apaga la luz. Parece que pasó en nuestra mano. Amigo, ¿qué carajo es eso?
Hidden geometry. In 2024, a bizarre UFO was captured on camera over Palm Springs. Witnesses described it as a cube suspended inside a translucent orb, hovering silently in the sky.
There is no sound. What is that? It's so still.
The footage shows the unusual shape, but the details are hard to make out, leaving the encounter mysterious and unsettling. Even though the video gives a glimpse of something clearly not ordinary, without clearer footage, the full truth behind this strange aerial object remains unknown.
Jim, what? It could it be like a drone?
Oh, there it is.
Dark hover. Seeing these strangely shaped UFOs is getting more intense with every new report. This time, the sighting came from China in 2024, where a dark, unfamiliar object was seen hovering silently in the sky. It didn't move like a drone or any known aircraft. And its shape didn't match anything on record. Even experts struggled to explain what it was or how it stayed aloft. The footage quickly spread online, adding to the growing feeling that these objects are appearing more often and that we still don't fully understand what we're witnessing. Golden Fall. Another video, another strange sight that left people confused. This footage showed what looked like golden showers falling slowly from the sky, sparkling as they dropped toward the ground. Many viewers believed it wasn't natural at all, but debris falling from a damaged UFO hovering somewhere above the clouds. The way the glowing fragments scattered didn't match what people usually expect from space rocks. Authorities quickly stepped in and explained it away as a simple meteor shower. Still, those who saw it closely argue it looked like something breaking apart after an incident we were never meant to see.
Are those shooting stars?
Look up, everybody! Look up!
shared skies. A luminous fleet of glowing orbs was spotted drifting through the clouds over California, moving in loose formation as if scanning the sky. Days later, a strikingly similar scene appeared thousands of miles away, this time over a football pitch in Iran. Multiple bright orbs were seen above the field, clearly visible to everyone below. Two different countries, same behavior, same glow. To many viewers, it didn't feel random. It felt coordinated, like a silent patrol passing over familiar ground. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. This strange footage has been making the rounds online, and it definitely caught attention. The video was recorded on May 26th, 2024, in Tehran, the capital of Iran. At first glance, the object looks unusual, its movement doesn't feel random, and the sound it makes stands out more than expected. The ufologist who reviewed the clip said it didn't look like CGI. The way it flies and the noise it produces make him believe it was UFO. The fact that it appeared over such a sensitive location is what keeps people talking.